Hill Climb Racing 2 has been going up and up for a long period of time, until Fingersoft started adding things like adventure tokens or blueprints, which made the game a lot harder. Now, the new players have to grind more and more to unlock things that older players unlocked very fast. But recently, Fingersoft made probably their biggest mistake ever by adding something too powerful, which requires a lot of grind. But how does it all started? As you probably know, Fingersoft started making Hill Climb Racing 2 more and more harder for the beginners. I talked about it in one of my videos, but I'll tell you briefly about one part of my video. So the game developers started it all by adding adventure tokens that you can spend to buy adventure maps, but later they also added blueprints to unlock vehicles such as scooter, tractor, motocross, snowmobile, and monowheel. Fingersoft also changed the price of the tickets for the public events from 20 gems to 60 gems, which makes them harder for the new players, and they added the new vehicles as an event reward. When everyone thought that nothing worse could happen, Fingersoft announced something new for Hill Climb Racing 2, what they were working on for more than a year. And this thing are masteries. Sounds cool, right? Not exactly. Although it may seem like a good feature like in Pet Simulator 99, in reality you can't even compare them to Nitro in terms of how many competitive players will quit the game soon. But how do they work? Well, there are 4 different masteries. To unlock every of them, you need to collect 100,000 XP, and then you have to spend 1 million coins. Every mastery give a special ability such as increased top speed or increased fuel tank size. After getting 3 of them, you can get the last special mastery, which is the 4th part slot. Currently, only Sport Car has masteries, but all vehicles are going to get them in the future. We currently know the date of release masteries to some vehicles. For Moonlader, it's 17th of June. For Racing Truck, it's 8th of July, and for Monowheel, it's 29th of July. But maybe let's talk a bit about masteries in Sport Car. Sport Car has 4 masteries as well. These masteries are Rev Surge, which increases the acceleration. Next is Overdrive, which increases the top speed. Next is Mega Tank, which makes the fuel tank bigger. And the last mastery is of course the 4th part slot. With the help of masteries, players will definitely beat the old world records. Sport Car has already got really great records in time attack. But in Adventure, in Beach Sport Car passed 26k and got 67k, which is totally insane. But what about other vehicles? As I've said earlier, all vehicles will get their own masteries. We currently know when Moonlader, Racing Truck, and Monowheel are going to get their own. But I can't imagine how these masteries will destroy the competitive scene of Hill Climb Racing 2. In time attacks for some setups like jump shocks, landing boost, and start boost, you can add Nitro. It would completely break the world records. But not only time attacks would lose its world records. In Adventure, the special abilities can help a lot. Also, using the 4th part slot, you can add the coin boost to the kangaroo setup, what would make some hard spots more easy or even passable, like 26k in Beach. But in the maps where kangaroo isn't dominating too much, you can add a part that would make a huge difference. In Countryside, by adding the 4th part, for example the Fume boost, we can climb the hills easier and maybe even beat the Petros record. In Forest Trials, we can maybe get a really great distance by adding the winter tires to the kangaroo setup. But in Cuptown, we can probably pass the insanely big hill at 11k.
But sadly, fuels don't generate after this hill.
Shut up, Leo. You may think that it's the end, but I didn't say anything about the community. So maybe let's talk about the game developers and pit crews. Many people are hating Fingersoft now because of this change. Many people also have great ideas like the leaderboard for world records with 4 parts. But Fingersoft isn't very kind to the community. They said that this update is mainly for the hardcore players, not for the new players, which is just funny, because the new players will have a harder time now, and the hardcore players became furious, because they will lose most of their world records. By the way, the game developers also don't care about world records if you don't know. They want to make the game fun in their own way. Also, the pit crews are on the Fingersoft side. When someone will say something negative about this update, the pit crews will respond to them unkindly.
We will see what the future will bring to us.
You are finally smart, Leo. Have you got any wise words?
I think that Hill Climb Racing 2 will probably die soon if Fingersoft won't stop making the game fun in their own way. They thought that Nitro and the 4th part slot are fun because you can drive a lot faster, and because of that, you can easily destroy the world records with them. But Hill Climb Racing 2 is a game where you have to be the fastest racer, and making it easier for other players to beat your records isn't nice. Also, many people that are complaining on this change don't know that Fingersoft started working on it a year ago, so containment them is probably impossible. Maybe if you subscribe to Potato, Fingersoft will see this video and thought their behavior. That's all what I can say.
Smart words, especially about subscribing to me.